Hello everybody and welcome to Carnivore Better Life. So today we'll be talking about a video that I came upon while doing starting out on carnivore diet. This was right in the beginning when I was still learning things about the carnivore diet. After I watched the Ken Berry how to start on carnivore. That's when I actually started the carnivore diet and then started getting into all the details on it. I found this video right after that, and it's quite amazing how much information there's in this little video. It's only 13 minutes long, and the link to it is down in the description below, so you can go and watch the full video if you want to, or you can watch the cuts that I took out of the video or the clips that I took out of the video. That will show you some of the most important things about the topic about the carnivore diet and why certain things are bad for you. So with no further ado, guys, enjoy the clips.
January is World Carnivore Month, and I know quite a few people that have done it that have had some serious results.
And we learned 20 years ago that Brussels sprouts alone had over 136 identified human carcinogens in them. This is why kids, no one likes Brussels sprouts, right? You know? And that's why, right? You know, that bad taste, that bitter taste is your brain and your tongue, which are sophisticated machines, and they can tell you like, hey, this is bad for you, spit it out.
Recently, there's been quite an uptick in people talking about the carnivore diet. People are shredding fat and stacking on muscle, all while improving their health at the same time. So what is it about this diet that makes it work so well? The carnivore diet has been espoused by a variety of individuals and groups, such as an anthropologist named Vladimir Stephenson.
You yourself must have longed for a green vegetable once in a while.
Well, I did at first. My first experience was that a ship that was supposed to meet me didn't meet me. And I had to become a guest of the Eskimos, and for 4.5 months I lived on literally nothing but fish and water. Well, we had some blubber, some polar bear blubber, but apart from that, and at the end of 4.5 months, I was healthier than I'd never been before. I have since then spent 6 years on red meat.
What about vitamin C? Won't we get scurvy? Well, our bodies function far differently without plants and carbohydrates, meaning that many of our nutrient requirements are much different and are usually much lower. For example, the recommended daily allowance of vitamin C for men is about 95 milligrams, but on a carnivore diet, in the absence of carbohydrates, the requirements for vitamin C are in nanograms. This is because the molecules of both carbohydrates and vitamin C compete for many of the same transporters into the cell. Because of this, without carbohydrates, our bodies are much more efficient at utilizing vitamin C. Another concern people always worry about is this diet's lack of fiber. Yes, I eat a zero fiber diet. People often think, doesn't that make you constipated, and don't you need fiber to properly digest and feed your gut bacteria? After all, we've always been told that fiber is what makes us regular.
They consider that fibre is the best available treatment for constipation, bar none. So the question is, what happened to those, the majority of those in the study, who had zero fibre in their diet? This is not a mistake. I didn't just forget to put something in the slide there.
Now that we have fiber out of the way, what could be the issues with plants? After all, aren't they loaded with vitamins and minerals? The issue with plants is not so much the nutrients, but the anti-nutrients. Plants are just like animals in the sense that they want to survive so that they can spread their seed and reproduce. Plants can't run away or physically fight back since they don't have legs or claws. So this is why they must resort to chemical warfare. All plants on this earth contain chemicals and toxins that are meant to deter predators from eating them. Some other anti-nutrients are tannins found in tea, coffee, and some fruits. Tannins can interfere with iron and mineral absorption. Gluten found in wheat, barley, and rye. Gluten can cause damage to the gut lining and nutrient malabsorption in people with celiac disease or a gluten sensitivity. Now remember, not only do these anti-nutrients prevent the absorption of nutrients that are in the plant that you are eating, but they also prevent the absorption of the nutrients of the other food that you eat with it. This is why it isn't surprising that people are not only using the carnivore diet to heal diseases, but to perform at an elite level. But the real magic to this diet is that it is an ultimate elimination diet. It is easy to eliminate all processed food and plant toxins while providing your body with all of the nutrients it wants and needs.
Welcome back, everybody. There was a lot of information in that video. I know it was a little bit fast, but it was definitely necessary to get the point across pretty directly. So first of all, we have a lot of people who are actually paying attention now to the carnivore diet, and some of them are very influential, and they are testing it on themselves, which means that these tests that they're doing is actual experience and not just, random custom tests that are not like really tested on real people, where it's tests that you can't manipulate the numbers with really, because they're talking out of their own experience. And it's very, very important to get these statements from people and understand that everyone is different when it comes to diet. Like your body will react way differently than anybody else's body will. So it's very difficult to like make a diet that works for everybody. But the cool thing about carnivore diet is that it's a very good exclusion diet. So you can easily exclude everything for a period of time, let's say 3 months or half a year, and then start adding things in again that your body can tolerate. But there are certain things that are very well illustrated in this video that I will be touching on here. So first of all, most important thing that you should always know, and one of the things that we as children were taught not to actually adhere to, is that if something tastes bad, it's probably bad for you. Like your taste buds it's a very sophisticated machine, and it works together with your brain to actually give you signals when something is dangerous. So eating plants, forcing children to eat plants when they're young is a very big mistake. There are certain factors that kind of negate this. For instance, sugar will make it easier to swallow something that you shouldn't be eating. And also salt will have the same effect. There are also certain minerals and electrolytes that can have the same effects, which is why you see it in something like this. I'm not going to show what kind of a thing it is, but I guess you guys might be able to guess. In a sweet drink, there is salt, and you can be wondering, why is there salt in this? Well, it's because those are probably salts and electrolytes that your body needs. And as soon as you get something that you need, you're more welcoming to eat or drink whatever it is. So yeah, you can cheat your system out of it. So you can like give yourself fake signals to force you to eat something that you shouldn't be eating. So this is very important to know. And this is why the food industry is so dangerous as it is. And we need to pay better attention. The thing that also is kind of surprising, which when I started doing this, I actually wasn't aware of it because I'm not the best study of history, but we always knew that this was the case, that meat, we used to eat meat, and meat used to be the best thing for us. And we've been eating it forever. Like it's not a new thing. If someone tells you that that's new and it's never been like that, they're lying to you, or they have been lied to themselves. So we always knew, which we see in our history. So if you're ever wondering if it's new, you can always go watch history and figure it out, because it's all documented. Well, not all of it. So most of it is documented. At least the important parts of it is documented. When on carnivore, we need less vitamin C to avoid getting sick. This is a thing that I actually didn't know, but it seems to be quite true, because I am on carnivore now. I've been for 5 months, and I'm doing great. When you don't eat carbohydrates, you actually need way less vitamins in general, and that also counts vitamin C, because the plants have anti-nutrients in it. So, and we'll touch on that in a little bit later here, and he touches on it in the video too. He has a very long explanation on it that you can go watch. Like I cut some of it out because it would take too much time, but essentially he goes into depth with it and explains it really well. Like it's really important to see that, because if you want to know more about it, of course. But yeah, essentially you need like a 100th part of vitamin C when you're not eating carbohydrates. So you can do just fine on just meat, and organ meats will help you out a little bit extra if you need it. So that's very nice. You get vitamin C for something like liver or heart organs. So you can easily get it from meat. It's no issue. Fiber is not needed. This is one of the big misconceptions that is all because of a certain Mr. Kellogg's, which completely lied to everybody just to force his beliefs on other people. And yes, we are talking about the Kellogg's company, which are making breakfast cereals and shit like that, which you should absolutely not eat. It's not good for you. Fiber, when you eat fiber, it goes into your body, and fiber comes out again. Your body cannot consume or treat fiber in any way. So there's no like nothing happens to fiber. It just goes into your body and it goes out again. The thing with fiber is that it can damage your intestines pretty badly if you consume too much of it, and it will actually have the opposite effect, as people say. It will actually make your stomach worse. The thing that fiber does, which is normally a benefit, is that if you eat sugar, it packs sugar in, and it makes the body absorb less of it. So you can actually just pack it in and throw it out again. And it does the same with plants. And in plants, it removes some of the toxins and some of the anti-nutrients. Trying to say that word, goddamn. Anti-nutrients. It removes some of that and pulls it through your system and then pulls it out. But again, it's not needed in any way. We cannot process fiber. Our body cannot process fiber, so we can't access all the good things in fiber. It's only certain animals that can do that. So it's a complete lie. And we should not eat fiber at all. And it's been proven in this study that he mentions that it's actually the opposite of what people claim. But it's been buried by companies that don't want you to know about it. And I'm being brutally honest here because I'm super tired of listening to the misconceptions of other people. Yeah, we need to be brutally honest about this. And we need to be able to have our freedom of speech about this. It's very important, especially for our children. So there we go. I'm trying to push this out, man. I really am, because it's my experience too. Gluten is a big issue for me, and gluten is very big for me. It's one of the main reasons that I had stomach issues, and I didn't know. I'm not like allergic to gluten, but I have an intolerance for it. And the problem with gluten is that it's one of the plants anti-nutrients that can be really bad for your body, because it will lock out the nutrients that you should be able to consume and absorb. And it's part of the problem with plants is that they are toxic for you, especially if you eat them raw. This is why we used to ferment plants. We used to cook them for 6 hours before we ate any of them, because we knew that they were bad for us and we knew that they could kill us. The plants we have now are very different than the plants we had back in the day, which, by the way, were mostly used as medicine plants. So just keep that in mind, that this has changed completely. The plants we have now has way more starch in it. It has way more sugar in it, and it's way different. But they are still toxic for us, just in a lesser way, I guess. And then we, of course, have the anti-nutrients, which is a big deal, because it will not only, as I have the issue with gluten, it will not only give you stomach issues, it will also take away nutrients that are eating from meat, like anything else you eat. It will take those nutrients and it will block your body from absorbing it. And it does this on a chemical level, which is completely insane, man. This is why you get bloated, because you get all these toxins and anti-nutrients in your body, and your body is just trying to get its minerals desperately, but it just can't access it. So it's one of the reasons why you get bloated. And it's just terrible, man. People should not be eating plants unless they have been cooked for a long while, or at least been fermented or something. Anti-nutrients prevent all absorption in our bodies. Yeah, so like I just mentioned, anti-nutrients will prevent almost everything. So yeah, I guess I just mentioned that. One last thing, a lot of people are using carnivore diets as a boost to training, and athletes are using it too, but they're being very quiet about it. And the reason for that is, of course, because they are in a environment where they are in competition with each other, right? So they're not talking about this openly. Of course, if you would ask someone directly, I think they would actually answer you like, are you doing this? And they would be like, yeah, I'm doing that. And why are you doing that? Oh, it feels good. And then if you ask the right questions, then like, is this giving you a performance boost? Be like, oh, yeah, maybe a little bit, because it's actually giving you a big performance boost. But people don't talk openly about something that gives them a performance advantage over other people. And also it regulates your hormones. So you will be able to perform for a way longer time than you normally would do. So this is being used a lot. And now it's getting out to the general public, and we're finally seeing progress on this. There is a lot of support for carnivores at the moment, and I see a lot of people improving because of it. And I want to spread the word on all the platforms, especially Rumble though, because we have very little carnivore content, and there's a lot of vegan content and other diet contents, but not carnivore. So I'm trying to push this out on Rumble, because it's the most efficient diet, and it's the correct human diet. Let the animals eat the plants, and then we can eat the animals after they've had a good life. That's what I'm saying. And plants are toxic. Plants are poisonous for you, so do not eat them. Do not eat them, especially not raw. People need to get that into their mind, man. Like, for instance, tomatoes. We used to take a tomato, and if we wanted to eat it, we peel the skin off, and we cut out the seeds, because seeds are even more poisonous than the rest, because they are the plant's children. They're not supposed to be eaten, right? And they're only poisonous when you crush them. So it's a big issue. So we used to take the seeds out, and then we used to only eat the rest of it, right? We took the skin off, we took the seeds out, and then we ate the rest of it, because it wasn't that poisonous. But then even back in the day, we still cooked it for like very long time before we actually ate it. So yeah, people need to catch up, man. This took a while for me too, so I don't blame anyone. I don't blame anybody. What I do blame is the politicians, the dietitians, and the food companies. Those are the people that are to blame for this, and especially the American system is to blame for this, because it's where the issue starts. The issue starts with greed. It is as simple as that. So keep that in mind, guys. And all that's left to say is eat meat, be healthy, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.